of course, Heather's not from the vehicle. We have the lovely, the intrepid, the amazing Heather Mullins joining us tonight, and she has actually got a really great take on a news story I want to share with you. And folks, look at this. I got the dog. There's Autumn, the puppy. Oh, she's such a good puppy. It's actually my daughter Sarah's dog, but she's kind of a family dog. You can get down though. There you go. All right. So, anyways, but so we've got a few things. So the title, it's over. Woke is dead. We're going to get into some really big news and why I think we've got another massive win over woke. Okay. And Heather really brought this to my attention. The other thing, I've got a seriously funny thing with Jerry Nadler, but you know what I've been doing today, folks? Moving hay all day. And it got later. Heather and I were supposed to go live earlier, and I was supposed to do this over StreamYard, but you're getting a live from the vehicle because I had cows that I was dealing with, trying to get them across the pasture. I mean, and then you got to get I'm over in Grand Rapids, Minnesota, trying to pick up a skid steer to bring the skid steer back so I can move the hay, because you got to keep the hay separate from the cows and all this stuff. I mean, Heather, here I am talking about you don't own cows. You don't really know anything about
Yeah, I know.
cows.
He tried explaining all this stuff to me earlier and I couldn't relate. I was like, the closest I've been to a cow was when I saw Chris Christie on an airplane.
That was your,
So like
that's
I
your
really don't know. Sorry, was that bad? I'm sorry.
no, do you know what? I wish we actually had your Chris Christie picture, because people, this picture is epic. If you want to see it, I don't know. I mean, they could go search it on X. It was like multi-millions of impressions.
Yeah.
Chris Christie was laying out in the plane like a beached whale.
While he was running for president. Like that's what the whole thing is so crazy is like you know how Pete Hegseth and Bobby Kennedy just did the whole Pete and Bobby challenge, and they're raising like the physical fitness standards. So they're like basically they're
Yes.
gonna make all of the generals and everybody in the military like pass these like fitness standards every 6 months. They're gonna have to take this test. Imagine Chris Christie taking that test. Like, you're telling me, like, you wanna be commander in chief of our armed forces, and you're, like, overflowing out of your first class airline seat. Like, I'm pretty sure he needed a seatbelt extender.
Oh, God.
Like, and I'm not trying to, like, fat shame, I guess that's a thing. Like, I'm really not, but like, you're running to be commander in chief of our military. Don't you think you should hold yourself to some kind of standards physically? I mean, you're setting the example for our armed forces. Like, come on now, guy. But anyway, we didn't
Mel-
we didn't come on to talk about
Melody
Chris Christie. It
Johnson.
just sort of happened.
I, I saw a comment. Melody Johnston said if it's a pie eating contest, he'd win.
That's funny.
Hey,
Oh
Michelle,
god.
Katerina, good to see you on. Thanks for modding tonight.
I
And
know, yeah, Chris Christie was nominated to be the director of the Golden Corral.
okay,
Ah.
that just lines right up with the cow thing way too much. Now we're
Sorry.
talking about the corral.
Oh,
Okay, wait.
yeah, it's
Wait.
okay. I'm sorry. I'm bad. I'm bad.
Oh,
It's okay.
oh,
Chris Christie.
okay.
Chris Christie actually is in the cabinet, just the kitchen cabinets. All right, that's the last one, I swear.
I can't. I can't with this stuff. This is outrageous. How did this turn into a Chris Christie? Or is it, Chris Krispy Kreme?
Oh
Okay.
man.
All right. Speaking about woke is dead, folks. Okay, wait. I wanna cover this other thing. So Jerry Nadler tweeted today, and the Penguin, Jerry Nadler, and he tweeted. And Heather, do you have that by chance
The
there?
tweet, let's see, the Jerry Nadler tweet. Oh yeah, this one was Jerry Nadler.
This is quite possibly the greatest community note of the week, hands down. I mean, you're gonna be laughing more. I mean, we're gonna have a laughing good
Yeah,
time
I
today.
have it.
Okay, so what is Nadler say?
So well, so some account called Fact Post says RFK Jr. I don't know if this is direct quote, but it said children who are circumcised early have double the rate of autism, and it's highly likely because they've been given Tylenol. And then supposedly Trump says there's a tremendous amount of proof of evidence. I would say, as a non doctor, but I've studied this a long time. Again, I don't know if those are direct quotes, but anyway, Nadler retweeted that and said, "This is an anti Semitic remark. I call on all my colleagues on both sides of the aisle to clearly denounce it."
Okay, okay, hold
And
on, hold on. The lunacy of this is so bad. They're talking about Tylenol, an early circumcision resulting in kids taking Tylenol, and Tylenol was the cause, not the circumcision.
yeah.
Okay, now I this is so fun. You can't say anything and not be accused of anti-Semitism.
Yeah,
It's just
it's the new like you're a fascist, you're a racist, you're an election denier, now you're an anti-Semite. It's just the same playbook where they like throw words that have negative meaning and they just like really they project onto you what they are in most cases. So if anyone's probably an anti-Semite, it might actually be Nadler.
probably is Nadler. So,
Yeah, but anyway, so community
but he got
notes.
community no.
Yeah, it says readers added context. Approximately 65 to 80% of US males are circumcised. Jewish people are 2% of the US population. This remark has nothing to do with anti Semitism. And then they link Wikipedia and the Pew Research Center.
I love
So,
it. I just this is what I love about community notes. Now, Heather, you actually had a fairly large Twitter account. I wasn't even a part of Twitter. I mean, I had
mm,
an account that I set up probably back in I think it was 2011 because I was writing my Resorts of Minnesota, Resorts of Wisconsin books, and I do you're supposed to have a Twitter account. Never really did anything with it. Didn't have any interest in it when they went full commie censorship. I mean, I was already dealing with my own troubles at YouTube. But somehow you survived all that. I mean, you were kind of a
I
loose
mean, I
cannon
still am a
over
loose
there.
cannon.
It's just
I don't know if I just say I'm authentic, right? And I can honestly sit here and say I've never been paid any money by any foreign government to make any posts or anything like that. Never would take any money from any foreign government. Um, but yeah, I've it's been interesting being in like Twitter world and then like watching it merge into X world and just seeing like the difference of like there's still censorship, right? Like the algorithms programmed to pay to do certain things. Like right now, there's certain stuff that's getting boosted. I don't know if that's because they're paying Elon or what, but I mean, it's been interesting.
all
I
right.
wouldn't call it a free speech platform though.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's very few. Now, Gab is like you can say anything over on Gab, but it literally attracts
But
a
they
lot.
don't have an app, right? Like you can only use that from a desktop.
Yeah, you can put the thing in your phone. It's goofy, whatever. Anyways, but Nadler, so I think what's so great about this is community notes took over for the fact checkers that were there before. And now anybody can sign up to be like George. George actually is a community note guy. So he can add comments and community notes. But they pointed out that most of the US adult male population is circumcised. Jews are only 2% of the population. So this is not an anti Semitic remark. I think it's just perfect when they do things like that. Now, somebody keeps asking, I saw somebody say, "How is woke dead?" Heather, I'm going to let you lead with this because this is actually bigger than people are realizing right
Yeah, I
now.
don't I yeah,
It's
I'm
going to affect.
super pumped about it.
All right. I'm just going to
So
let
anyway, as you guys may have heard, Turning Point USA is doing a competing Super Bowl halftime show because the NFL, Roger Goodell, and which he's terrible, but they came out and they announced an artist by the name of Bad Bunny that was going to be the Super Bowl halftime performer.
If
And
it was
mind
good
you, this
money, I've been down with it, but it's bad
what?
money. Yeah,
Yeah.
good money.
So this Bad Bunny guy, right? This was right after Charlie Kirk's memorial, where there was just like the biggest spiritual revival you could have had, and it was 3 hours of the most beautiful worship music. And in the aftermath of that, it was like all everybody was talking about was this spiritual revival, right? Well, what does the NFL do? They announce this guy. Like, if you watch some of the clips on X, I would pull them up for you, but we can't on this live. But there's videos of him like dressing in like demonic like costumes with all these like glowing red and demons all around him on stage. Like, it's super super dark stuff.
Yeah,
Secondly,
creepy.
he doesn't really speak English, I guess, and all of his music is in Spanish. So they think this is also a jab at Trump and his efforts of like DHS and all this other stuff. Um, and so they're trying to make a political statement by putting someone in that speaks Spanish, like non-English speaking. And then on top of that, he's also a dude that happens to wear dresses all the time. So I guess he's not gay, but he's like a grown man that puts on a dress and walks around. So I'm like, this is the wokest person the NFL could have picked for this Super Bowl halftime show, which is like, American football is what? It's a bunch of strong, masculine, manly men that go around chasing this ball and competing and like, it's a very masculine thing, and a majority of Americans watch it, and we don't wanna then be propagandized with some super woke halftime show. So Turning Point USA, God love them, in full Charlie spirit, I know Charlie's grinning so big from heaven right now. They're doing a competing Super Bowl halftime show, and this has already gotten national attention, like Vanity Fair, TMZ, Fox, like every single media outlet is all now wondering who's it going to be? Who's going to perform at Turning Point USA's halftime show? It's almost like Bad Bunny's not even getting talked about anymore. So this is how woke is dead, because Turning Point now is stealing the show quite literally. And if you go to the website, you can sign up and you can actually check boxes of like what genres you want to hear. And from what I've been hearing from people, little whispers inside the organizations, there's a lot of artists that are wanting to be featured in this. So now it's like this competition, like who's it going to be that's ultimately selected for the Turning Point halftime show? And Vanity Fair is all speculating, they're like Carrie Underwood, some of the ones that have kind of come out more conservative. I know Morgan Wallen did a tribute for Charlie Kirk on his tour recently. You have Forrest Frank came out and made some stuff. He's a Christian artist. He made a post about Charlie. So there's a lot. Oh, Jelly Roll too. He also was, giving Charlie shout outs. So you could see potentially some of these big names um come, but they haven't released the official lineup yet, but I'm super pumped to watch this halftime show.
Well, so here's the thing, Heather, and I think a couple things. I basically quit watching football probably, I don't know, it all started with Colin Kaepernick and the kneeling and all that.
Yeah.
I'm like, enough. I don't need this crap. I mean, the NFL was always kind of, salute the flag and God bless America. And then they just kind of started losing it.
Well,
But
so that's the other thing, real quick, that you bring that up. Someone just posted a video on X of the singer that the NFL picked to do the halftime show. He was at a Yankees game. And you see in the video, everyone around him is standing for the anthem. He's sitting down. Like, him and the person next to him were the only people in the entire section sitting. So they literally picked someone who won't even stand for our national anthem to do the halftime show. Another reason not to watch it.
yeah, well, obviously, because I thought we were done with the kneeling crap. I thought that the NFL wanted to move away from that, and here they bring this guy on. And I still remember this was back, what year was the Janet Jackson wardrobe malfunction?
Oh god,
I
I remember that with Justin Timberlake.
yeah, I was
That was
with
years ago.
it was I think it was back around like 2000, early 2000s. And
Let's see.
I was at a Super Bowl party uh with my church folks, and our kids were there and everything. And then they've got the wardrobe malfunction. And I'm like, yeah,
Malfunction.
malfunction. I mean, yeah. But I mean, at that point, I was done with it, and I really didn't have much interest in it until the Green Bay Packers were in the Super Bowl, and my dad was a Packers fan, and my boys put on his cancer. You know, he had these Green Bay Packers champion hats, whatever, for his cancer hats when he was going through cancer. And my boys took, so I like, well, we'll watch the Super Bowl, and we
Mm.
did, and the Packers won, and it was great and all that. But for the most part, I think boycotting the NFL is just a good idea. But
Yeah, no, you're right.
here's the great thing, Heather, and this is why I, as I listened to you, got so excited about this TPUSA halftime show, because typically what conservatives do is they complain about the culture, right? And we always talk about, like, like how Bad Bunny's bad. Can you believe what they're doing at the NFL? Turning Point instead says, hey, we're going to run our own halftime show. Now, you need to understand just how big of a loss this is for the NFL, because they depend on this ad revenue. Super Bowl ads sell for some obscene,
Mm,
and now they're going to have their audience pulled away during part of that.
mhm.
Audience is going to leave that TV station and go watch TPUSA and get. And the great thing is, too, all of this, I mean, as bad as Charlie Kirk's death was, because he was such a shining light, think of how many people, the largest church attendance on recorded history in America happened a few Sundays ago, all following the Charlie Kirk assassination. Young people, old people. I have never seen my X feed, Heather, and I don't know what you're
Mhm.
seeing, but my is constantly populated with people quoting Bible verses right now.
Yep.
I'd never seen that before. People who were just kind of conservatives, because conservative doesn't mean Christian. Okay. So typically Christian does mean conservative. And I don't want to get into a whole politics about that, but I'm just saying that the values of pro-life, the values of um, a whole host of things that, like selling baby body parts and stuff like this. This is all stuff the left approves of. We had Jay Jones out there calling for the death of a lawmaker's children. And the Democrat Party is so evil, folks, that 93% of Democrats in a poll that I just looked at, and I haven't looked into all the background on the poll and everything, but 93% of the Democrats in Virginia would still vote for him after that. It doesn't change their mind at all that he's calling for the death of people, that he's saying all these terrible things. You guys all know about the Jay Jones texts that were exposed. So that is just how evil the Democrat Party has become. It's like a demonic death cult right now.
It really
And
is though. Like it's
well,
truly like creepy to see how brainwashed people have gotten to where somehow you think a morally superior position is one of violence. Just
yeah,
like that's what's crazy to me is like I had this guy that, you know,
such
a local guy in town that's like literally he's got the TDS bad. He's brainwashed. I look at people like that as casualties of a propaganda war, but he is so convinced that like Trump is like this terrible, terrible person. And he says some of the most vile things. Like he hasn't full on said, that he wants well, he posted a picture, like a meme, and I like confronted him about it. That was kind of violent, and I'm like, how do you feel? Like, okay, so you're claiming Trump is bad. Why? Because you think he's doing what? Like, where is your moral, like, line that you draw in the sand? Like, you can't kill people. Like, you can't do what? Like, where's their moral line? Because their actions are saying I have none. Like, they're literally applauding. There are people out there that were celebrating Charlie Kirk and what had happened to him. Like, like, I just don't understand how people can wrap their head around being like, I believe in what murder without due process, things like that, assassination, violence, killing of people that don't think like me. These people, like, I honestly don't know. Like, it
Well,
makes me think we need to bring back insane asylums or something.
well, yeah, what you pointed out earlier is so good. I mean, they think they're morally superior, yet they think that they can kill people just for disagreeing with them.
Mhm.
And yet they think that's the morally superior position, and they're so morally superior that they can do that. It's absolutely mind numbing. And then they run around with rainbows and talk about peace and love. There's no peace in their hearts. There's no love in their hearts.
Mm.
I mean, that's like I am, folks. I am still. I told you I was going to work on that upload. I will get it done hopefully tomorrow. I have got just a phenomenal video. I'm so excited about putting out. I can't even like spill the beans on
Mhm.
it. Together. This one's really good. I'll tell you afterwards because you'll want the inside scoop on this. Is such a good video.
Well,
Anyway,
remember our wins anyway. The woke is dead, right? I saw a couple of people in the comments said that they think Jason Aldean could be in the running, and then another person said Tom McDonald. So those are two good suggestions. So let me know, let me and Neil know in the comments who you think Turning Point should have as their halftime show performer. Who would you want to see? Because I'm kind of curious to see what you guys come
yeah,
up with.
and I mean, you guys probably should just say something because Heather, she's got the direct line to all the key people at Turning Point. She's kind
Mhm.
of Dana Carroll. She says, "Coffee for tonight. Roll Tide." All
Woo!
right. Dana, thank you for that super chat. And I've got my coffee. It's Casey's coffee. Oh, I also have, folks, because I haven't eaten all day, I've got my Casey's pizza. But, I know it's not, right to eat in front of you. I'll take one bite, though. Oh, so good. I mean, this is like Trump bought Casey's pizza when he was in Iowa for the firemen. And like, if you don't know, if you're
Oh,
not,
Kid Rock. Someone said a bunch of people saying Kid Rock.
mm-hmm.
That's
See,
good. I
some
saw Kid Rock when he played at the Capital One Arena right before the inauguration. It was like Trump's last like hurrah rally. And it was so good. So good. Oh, this
oh,
halftime show is gonna be amazing.
Melody Johnson had Casey's Pizza today. Everybody knows. See, Metallica with Kid Rock.
Jack Posobiec said he wanted it to be Creed. So what do you guys think about Creed?
I
Do you
love.
remember that band?
Oh, I love Creed, man. I've got one of their albums. They're really good. I mean, they made good music. I like Creed. And their
I
songs, they weren't crappy songs too. They weren't all just full of nonsense.
I'd love to see them do John Rich. Yeah, I could see that.
Rich, Creed is cool. I love Creed. See, everybody loves Creed. See, I love Creed.
Right. So we don't have any Bad Bunny fans.
Nobody said nobody's
What?
been down with
I'll be
that.
honest, like I never even heard of the guy until all of a sudden they announced him as the freaking thing. I was like, where did they like what rock did they pull him out of?
Bad Bunny? I mean, seriously, who even names themselves Bad Bunny?
Well, everyone's like, "Oh, I thought that was Jelly Roll's wife." Like Jelly Roll, he's dating the her name's not Bad Bunny, it's like Bunny. I think it's just Bunny.
We got too many bunnies going on. You know what I do with bunnies?
You what?
Do you know what I do with bunnies?
No, I don't wanna know what you do with bunnies. You probably eat them.
Yeah, I shoot them and eat them. I'm a hunter, Heather. I kill and eat. That's what I do, man. I love Creed. See, everybody loves Creed. He said we
Maybe
got
Jack might get his wish then. That's so funny.
Bad Bunny's good in a fricassee. Bad Bunny's a bad joke. Craig asked if I tried Pizza Ranch. Yes, I don't mind Pizza Ranch's pizza, but
Oh,
Kate,
that's the best.
2 mega slices for $6, Heather.
Mm.
Two, like, this is a meal. 2 mega slices for $6. Mm.
Gas station pizza.
It's not gas station pizza, Heather, like you're thinking. If you ever make it out to the Midwest, you gotta try it. It was good.
Like reading some of these comments. Someone said
Mm.
woke in the UK is still alive. Pray for us.
Hey, you know what? The UK, you really do have it bad. There's a video I want to do. That's another one. Oh gosh, I have the funniest video clip of these two guys on a podcast freaking out about a knife. Yeah, and you can just buy this. Like, and we're
They
like
still
America, and we're like, yeah, we buy guns
they
and we buy whatever guys that we buy swords. What are you talking about? You people in the UK, you pansies. I mean, I
that
live
is
in
crazy.
Minnesota, the most candy ass state in the nation, and I can still go get my.
When you go to our state fair here, there's tents that sell a bunch of knives and stuff. You can literally just walk up to like a little vendor booth and it's got like all these like freaking different knives and things like that.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure the Turning Point UK is still out there.
Well, I think again, we look at all the new chapters of Turning Point, and Heather, you actually have. We're gonna break a story out of New Hampshire. Heather's got to do a little bit more investigative work on this, but we got a big story out of New Hampshire. Um, so that I don't know when we'll get that. Maybe Monday or something. But there's a big thing taking place. New Hampshire is kind of an epicenter of all things politics.
Well, are you hearing the little sparks that Corey Lewandowski might be running for governor out here?
Yep, I've heard that too. Yep, you guys, a lot of y'all remember we had a great interview with Corey on the show. Um, Still lives actually. That interview at that time was just too hot for YouTube. I knew that YouTube would have big problems with it, so it's sitting up on my locals. If you go into if you want to see the interview with Corey Lewandowski, is very good. It's pinned in my locals, and my locals is just lumberjacklogic.locals.com. Anyway, it's in the description of my video has the links. And if you go to locals, it's a great interview. It's worth watching. You'll find out some really interesting things about Trump and things that he did while Corey was around him. It's a fun interview. So, but it was just way too hot to handle for YouTube. I recorded it and I knew that they would just have issues with it. This is back when I was getting struck and demonetized all the time.
Hmm.
Can you imagine if Trump hadn't won?
If what?
If Trump hadn't won, Heather, can you
I mean,
imagine?
God would have worked it out for his good one way or another. I mean, they stole it in 2020, and you know,
Well, that was God's grace. I keep saying
yeah.
it's otherwise people wouldn't be as engaged. Like it couldn't have worked out this way.
I
Um,
mean, it's just like it's amazing how when things don't go our way, whether it's the election being stolen or losing Charlie Kirk here, how God takes those moments and transforms it into something bigger than we ever would have thought. Like, I mean, the domino effect of them killing Charlie, I don't think they realize the magnitude, like the monumental shift that this is going to have on American politics for generations to come. I mean, I've been watching some of the because they've been doing Charlie's tour still. All the tour dates that Charlie was originally supposed to go, all these
yeah,
campuses and stuff, they've sent different speakers out there. Some I don't like, right? Some are, you know, far from what Charlie stood for, but there they are speaking. I have been so proud watching the young men get up to that microphone and young women too and question these people. Like they sound more like Charlie than the people on stage filling in for Charlie. The students do. And
yeah,
it's like the most amazing thing to see because I'm like, you know what? Now I'm like, now I don't care who they send. Charlie created an army of Charlies, and they're on all of these campuses. So if you send somebody to that campus and they're not Charlie and they're pushing stuff Charlie would never push for, these kids are eating them alive. Like, go and watch some of these speakers at the Turning Point tours. It's actually like so entertaining And I just sit here like this proud mom, like, good for you. Like, yeah, step up, ask those questions. Like they don't shy away from it. Like Charlie unleashed something. Like they took out Charlie and they created like a million more of him. Like it's just like incredible to see. And I
All
think
right.
someone used the analogy, they're like, the toothpaste ain't going back in the tube. Like you can't like go back from where we're at now. So I just, oh
We
man,
just
I'm just,
somebody in a timeout. I just timed out somebody.
oh,
I
was there
said
a hater
Charlie.
in the comments?
Well, they were hating on Charlie, and I just, so we timed them out. Katarina had just timed somebody out too. Thank you,
Yeah, it's all
Katarina, for.
right. I mean, they're haters, but I mean,
I have no problem.
heaven and hell is a real place. So it's like when I see people like that, I'm just like, dude, I hope and pray you get right with God because Charlie is in a better place than we're all at right now. But the people hating there that are just dark people, I mean, there's a dark place after this life if you don't get right with God. So
Yeah, yeah, and I don't actually wish it on anybody.
no,
'Cause
I was
weeping
watching
whale.
this video the other day. It was an interview Tucker did with I forget the guy's name, but I want to go back and look at more of his stuff. But you know, as we're talking about this spiritual revival and everything that was happening, Tucker brought on this guest that like talked about like the demonic side of spirituality, right? Like the bad things of this world, and like part of the conversation was about people that would have like near death experiences where they would like die clinically and have these experiences and come back to their bodies. And a lot of this is actually like really common, especially in nursing homes and things like that, in the hospice care, that people will see things and like a lot of them will report, on the one side they saw angels or light and like different stuff like that. But then there's also what people don't talk about. And some people have had those near death experiences and their stories were darker, right? Like they went to a bad place and
Well,
bad
look
things
there.
happened to them and then they like came
Yeah,
back.
check
This
this,
was what?
Heather. Jeremy Brummer in the comments says, "I seen death and it's crazy. Was shot in the head back in 2004."
Yeah.
Really, Jeremy? That'd be an interesting. I'd love to hear more about that.
But I think
That's
that's where like one of the things they were talking about is like a lot of people that have had these experiences like probably don't talk about them because for so long it was like you wouldn't be believed almost. But as we're having the spiritual revival, it's now becoming more okay to talk about these sorts of like spiritual conversations. And so that's what's important when you see people that are just like the guy that you probably just blocked, like I mean that's like demonic possession. It might as well be like there's something evil inside that person's heart and you got to pray for that spirit to get out of them because like there's only two places we can go after this life. And like if there's one thing I've learned since Charlie passed, it's that my whole purpose, like our whole purpose, each day and every day that we are here, is about expanding God's kingdom and getting right with Him so that we have salvation in our own lives and that we can bring other people with us to heaven, right? Like that's the whole point.
yeah. I, I just timed somebody else out, and somebody said ICE just caught Escobar, and Escobar was the name of the guy I just timed out.
Well, I mean, I
Oh,
think
I love you guys. Really. I do. It's funny. I do not, Heather, I do not like if people just disagree, if there's people who just disagree in my
yeah,
chat, I don't care. I could care less. But when they just spam the chat with "you're all dorks" or something, it's just dumb. It's dumb. It just shows it doesn't add anything. So,
yeah.
um but anyhow. Well, folks, I don't know how many point halftime. We should set it up full Super Bowl. so people have an alternative to the entirety of the Super Bowl.
Well, I
We
think
could do
that'll be there could be, like, roadblocks for that, right? Like, because I don't know who has permission to stream the thing. So there could be, like, only so many networks can, like.
no, I just mean they should just like go right over it. We could do, remember when I was at Student Action Summit and I was playing the beanbag toss with those kids? Oh, and they were good. Man, that one kid, man, he did it competitively. He told me I was the best beanbag toss player, cornhole toss player he'd played with. And just saying, I'm reasonably good at cornhole. But anyhow, but we were discussing it. They should do like cornhole, student cornhole, and the concert and everything, and just kick the Super Bowl to the curb. I'd watch students, so young Turning Point students doing cornhole tournaments over the Super Bowl.
Well, so I grew up watching football, and I grew up in New England, so I was a Tom Brady fan, Bill Belichick. Like, we had the dynasty team. So when I was super little, like, I literally grew up watching that with my dad, and so, like, I always loved football. And then once it started going woke, it would really, like, I boycotted it for years. Because, like, once Tom Brady left and they were all kneeling, I was like, "I'm done with this." Like, and I didn't watch football for years. This is really, like, I would say the first year I'm getting back into it, but it is something that I missed because, like, it was something I enjoyed doing growing up, and I hated that it was going in this woke direction. So that's what makes me so happy about Turning Point, like, kind of like entering this culture war battle, right? Like, now we have this option. They're, like, planting their flag and setting, like, a really powerful statement that, like, okay, we don't care if you're the NFL, you're gonna, run this Bad Bunny or whatever, we're gonna compete, right? We're gonna show you that Americans reject this and that they want an alternative. And so I just think this is such a powerful winning moment in the culture war for conservatives, that it's like just a nail in the coffin of wokeness. It's like, no, like, you know what? We've had enough of this. We're going to take your biggest, most streamed performance in the country, and we're going to challenge it. We're going to run our own simultaneous broadcast. Like, it is such a powerful statement that Turning Point is doing this, that I'm just like, yes. Like, hell yeah. Like, I know Charlie is so freaking happy looking down right now. Like, I can't wait to see the lineup. And, hat tip to everybody at Turning Point right now that's carrying the torch, and Erica, because I'm sure she signed off on this. Like, what a way to honor Charlie, to go big and attack the freaking Super Bowl woke halftime show. Happy birthday, Charlie.
It's I don't know. It's so many good things that come out of this, but I got to go pick up my skid steer and move my hay. And Heather, I mean, I kept you up past your bedtime
You
tonight.
sure did. If I look a little tired, that's why. Neil's like, "Can we go live around 10?" I'm like, "That's usually when I'm in bed, but I'll make an exception."
Okay. So I'm just going to tell you, folks, it just so happens that I do happen to be older than Heather, and yet I'm doing fine, and she's ready for Betty Bye. I will also note that while elk hunting, my friend, who's 17 years younger than me, cannot keep up with me in the mountains. There's just something going on here. I don't know what it is, but folks, I want to thank you for tuning in tonight. And you're awesome, and I love you guys as an audience. And yes, I did. I mean, I did like time out a few people tonight. Crazy stuff, but
Pray for
I
them.
hope, yes, pray for 'em, and I hope you're all excited about what Turning Point's up to and the revival that is taking place in
Mm.
America on college campuses and in churches. Because when churches
And
get back
in
to
me,
the word,
and in me. Let me just say though, I feel like my own inner like, since he passed away, I've read my Bible more, I've prayed more, I've, like, been more intentional about the things I read and what I'm, like, putting into my body and, like, watching. And I feel like the revival is also, like, happening in each and every one of us. Like, if you felt like you want to be a better person since he passed away and you feel like movement inside yourself, that's part of the spiritual revival is like the work within ourselves. Cause I
Yeah.
know I can be a better Christian and, you know, pull my weight more. And I feel like Charlie's passing has like called me to step up my game.
Hey, Lord Croc, I saw your comment. Thanks. I'm glad you're a subscriber. And yeah, thanks so much, folks. And yeah, Michelle, actually, my mod Michelle is actually doing the Erica Kirk Bible app.
Oh,
So,
really? Yeah, I signed up for it again too.
oh,
So,
people, if you want to follow Heather, I want to get this out too quick before I end the stream. She's on X at Talk Mullins. That's TALK Mullins, MULLINS. Talk Mullins on X. And she also has a YouTube channel. She hasn't really used it extensively, but
yeah,
yet,
Neil is
yet.
mentoring me on YouTube. So,
So I think there's like you've got like 1,700 and some odd subscribers over there. So
hmm,
if you want to subscribe to her, you're just Talk Mullins on YouTube as well, right?
yep.
Yeah, Talk Mullins. All
Yeah.
right. So go give Heather a sub on X and YouTube if you want to, and we'll see you on the next episode, folks. Love y'all. Peace out.